Happy Devil's Saturday. This is the Woo Report. The Woo Report. The Morning Woo edition. Episode 330. Coming to you live from the bunker in the Primetime Radio studios in an undisclosed location in New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Oh, does it suck today that there should be a Game 6. Timo Meier, you could have tapped it in. Tap it in. Florida Panthers advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals to play against the Carolina Hurricanes, beating Toronto last night in controversial fashion. It's amazing how the Toronto Maple Leafs get a delayed game penalty and suddenly the media just wants to change the rules. But when Jonas Siegenthaler got one, oh, no, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. Oh, the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. Speaking of media, Devils have their exit interviews today around 10:15, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. On this beautiful Saturday morning, Dan Rice reporting from pucksandpitchforks.com. Go to D Rice Hockey on Twitter to follow him. He will be there. And, it's kind of a bittersweet day because last night, for the first time in probably about 6 weeks, it's been a sprint for the Let's Go Devils podcast, doing these live events. The planning, the setup, the execution, rinse and repeat. It's been a wild ride, and so has the playoffs for the players. We will find out some of these injuries, how John Marino's doing, Jack Hughes, the upper body, what happened. We'll find out more today about the team. But overall, the consensus from Devils fans and even the players that this was a feel-good season, that the team, the organization moved forward, a giant leap forward, as a matter of fact, not only getting into the playoffs in record-breaking fashion of the regular season, and there's several records that were either tied or broken, both individual and team records, but to beat the New York Rangers, who were built for this moment, in 7 games, that elimination game, Game 7, will prove to be invaluable for this young team. Going against the Carolina Hurricanes, the Devils were a lot closer than what was the score, losing the series 4-1. I mean, Carolina was obviously the better team, but the Devils were really gaining steam in that Game 5. It was most unfortunate, that penalty that Jonas Siegenthaler got, but you know what? Kira Schmidt's, bailed him out so many times, but there's only so much that Kira Schmidt or any goaltender can do, and that's the learning lesson. And we hope that the failures of that series, and I call them successful failures because the Devils did move in the right direction this season. Lindy Ruff, that's going to be a big question. Will he be back next season? I would assume yes. Jesper Bratt, his contract, how much is that going to be worth? Would it be a 1-year deal and then he'll be a UFA? Or is he going to sign long-term? Timo Meier needs to be locked up for a variety of reasons. Number 1, he's a power forward. Number 2, he can skate. Number 3, well, you gave up quite a bit for Timo Meier. At this point, in this juncture, the Devils still have retained their first-round pick for 2024. 2023, the Devils won't have their pick. That was given to the San Jose Sharks via trade. But the Devils have to sign Timo Meier. Otherwise, it would be just an expensive rental unless he, somehow gets traded. I think Timo Meier stays. I think he's with his countrymen, Nico Hischier, Jonas Siegenthaler, Kira Schmid, Also, the Devils organization, living near New York. I mean, there are a lot of perks of being a New Jersey Devils player. But I think, right now, the Devils, it's going to be a long few months for the fans. What are we going to talk about? What's Tom Fitzgerald going to do? Is he going to tweak? Is he going to make some changes? Damon Severson, Ryan Graves, will they be back? Will one of them be back? Will none of them be back? Will both of them be back? I don't think both of them are going to come back, to be honest, because I know another team would probably pay Severson and Graves good money. But the Devils right now, Luke Hughes, we got a glimpse of the future. You have to like what you saw in the playoffs and in the regular season with Luke Hughes. 5 professional games, 3 of them playoff games. Impressive. He also just came off the NCAA tournament. But you can see the talent. He oozes talent. His skating abilities are great. The vision is great. He's steady. But he's got lots to learn, just like any young player in the National Hockey League. See Peter Seifert, Ted, good morning. Select the boy, Corbin. So Karma got the Toronto Maple Leafs. Just yesterday, I revealed that, and I almost tweeted out that I'm still pissed off about November 23rd and how 2 points were taken away from your New Jersey Devils by the officiating, by the video goal replay, whatever. And then Toronto got it back. Not that I was wishing on them, but it's just the irony of it all. Was that a goal? I thought it was. The delay of game penalty? Now I see that should the ref go back to where the refs be subjective call based on intent, but that's going to be hard to enforce. I mean, the refs are already just underperforming, let's put it this way, in the playoffs. Just the game is just way too fast. A delay of game penalty is delay of game penalty. I get it that people want to alter the rules to say intent, but you know what? The refs already have trouble calling the games where, we did that segment of the missing refs. But I'll tell you, I think the Florida Panthers are going to roll over the Carolina Hurricanes. They are a gritty, tough team. They beat Boston. They beat the big, bad Boston Bruins. And then on the road, with no issues, they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. And, the Florida Panthers are a very good team. They'll match up well against the Carolina Hurricanes. It's amazing how that trade they made with Calgary, where Matthew Tkachuk comes to the Panthers. I mean, they play with a snarl. I forgot who it is. Is it Gudas that was screaming and just let it all out after Florida scored in front, right in the face of the Toronto goaltender. I forgot who was in net. And they play with an attitude. They play with a swagger. They're just a bunch of jerks, not to take a line of Don Cherry and the Carolina Hurricanes. But Florida, you talk about the beefalytics of that team, they're a tough team. And it will be an enjoyable Eastern Conference Finals between two teams that really want it. And I like to see the Carolina Hurricanes go down. That's just me. But yeah, I mean, last night that was a pretty exciting game going to overtime. Toronto fans chanting, "We want Florida." Careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for. Sometimes it just doesn't always work out for you. But the New Jersey Devils, Mikey McLeod also stated that, it was awesome to beat the Rangers. And that's going to give this young team some confidence. Confidence is good. Confidence is high right now. But the expectations for next season is going to go that much further. Tom Fitzgerald's got a lot of work to do. But what's amazing is you've got Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier locked up for X amount of years, pretty much at $15 million a year, which is crazy. You've got entry-level contracts of Simon Nemec and Luke Hughes right now. Dawson Mercer is expected to get a raise. He's going to be, I believe, is he going to be in his third year? I have to look at his last year of his entry-level contract. I believe he is. I'll have to look. But after that, he's expected to get a decent raise. And we'll be going over the salary cap. I can't wait to see. We'll be talking about the salary cap. We can't wait to see what the numbers look like. I haven't looked at it recently. But, I don't think there's any chance that Damon Severson is back in a Devils uniform unless he really wants to be here and really gives that hometown discount. But with the influx of blue liners coming in, I don't think there's any room. Depth is good. Curtis Lazar will be back. I like his contract. I think he's a little gritty player. Again, as we saw in the playoffs, and even Mikey McLeod alluded to this, that the playoffs is just a different animal. The game is played differently than the regular season. So it's kind of a healthy balance of, okay, putting a team out there to do well in the regular season to clinch a playoff berth, but also able to switch gears where the playoffs, it's grittier. Trust me, I think we all hockey fans agree that the refs were like non-existent and let things slide during the playoffs. There were a lot of cheap shots, cheap hits. I thought the series between was it the Oilers and why can't I think? Who are they playing again? No, it's not. Anyway, Vegas? Is it Vegas? I don't know. Anyway, there were a lot of slashes in that game, and just none were called. And Peter Angelo gets the suspension. It's like, well, did you see the 14 other slashes in that game? They're equally or maybe worse than that. So it's almost like the refs have like selective penalties, which is why all these NHL conspiracy theories. I mean, you hear fans talk about it sarcastically, but that Gary Bettman wants this, Gary Bettman wants that, and Gary Bettman always wonders why people think that. Well, things haven't changed over the years. But then again, the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers, in terms of TV ratings, has got to be like this. Not good. So we shall see. We're going to have the Sunday edition, 9 p.m. Eastern, the Let's Go Devils podcast. The core four will be on air. And we will continue the podcast. Lots of people have asked me. Some people just can't wait, thinking that, I'm not doing a podcast till September, and just glad that I'm not doing it. But that's not true. Further from the truth. People on Twitter, they like to chirp a lot. Peter Seifert said those ratings will tank. Yeah, most definitely. Want to thank all those tuning in on the Morning Woo on the Woo Report. Peter Seifert says Woo watches. Yeah, we should have the movie night, the Woovie night, where we'll watch movies that Scotty recommends that I've never seen in my life. He does all these quotes on air on Devils After Dark, and I don't think any of us knows what the heck he's talking about. Not just me. I'll be at American Whiskey a little bit later. It's going to be sad. We're going to be breaking down the set. We're going to be planning for next season at American Whiskey. There's going to be some big changes at American Whiskey. I can't reveal that now, but it's all for the better. It is actually, when I heard about the plans, what's going to go on at American Whiskey, and our relationship with them, it is a blossoming thing. You thought this year was cool with the big stage, with all the shenanigans. Next season, it's going to be taken to another level. And I don't want to reveal those plans. I'm not trying to tease you. It's just I like to see it first before I believe it. But there's going to be some big plans going on at American Whiskey. And I think all you Devils fans are going to absolutely just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And also, over the summer, I may be coming to a city near you, doing some pop-up podcasts, do the Woo Report, or do the Sunday Show, or stay at the fan address at a restaurant near you, somewhere in New Jersey. I'll be traveling. We'll have to figure that one out. We'll also be thinking about going down to the Jersey Shore, LBI, or Wildwood as well, doing it from the beach. Those are our grandiose plans. So we'll let you know where I'll pop up. Maybe you'll be there. Come say hello. And it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time, for sure. And that's it. Well, again, getting out of here. I got my life back. I can't believe it. I didn't know what to do with myself last night. It was peaceful and quiet. Now, I would prefer preparing for Game 6 tonight, but that's just not going to happen. But it was a great season. Nothing to be ashamed of at all. It was a giant leap forward. The expectations are going to be higher for next season. And Tom Fitzgerald's going to put it all together. In Fitzy we trust. Yes, Corbin, Woovie night. We'll have to figure that one out. Will it get a 5 Woo rating? Some of the movies that we're going to have to watch. I've never watched Pulp Fiction. What the heck is Scotty talking about? I'm going to make my own movie recommendation. How about Beverly Hills Ninja? I can watch that movie 15,000 times over. Anyway, I'll see you later. This is the Morning Woo on the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.